Hey, yo, what's up, YouTube, man? It's your boy, Ashton Jackson, man. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Dallas Cowboys versus the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm going to be talking about the way in which the Dallas Cowboys can beat the Philadelphia Eagles tomorrow night. So before we hop into the video, I would appreciate it if you guys would like the video, subscribe if you're new, comment, and share my video with anyone who you think will enjoy my content. So hopping straight into it, man. Really, my initial thoughts. I'm really excited for the game. I can't wait to see what happens. I think of course, other than us being 7.5 really underdogs going into this game. A lot of people are doubting us. Nothing new. But I'm very excited. I'm very intrigued. I'm very intrigued to see what is Brian Schottenheimer going to do and what tricks does he have up his sleeves versus a guy like Vic Fangio. I think that's one of the main storylines that we need to be keeping up and that we need to watch throughout the duration of the game is how is Brian Schottenheimer calling the plays? Are we doing shifts? Are we doing motions? Those are the type of things that I'm looking for. But the number one thing that I'm looking forward to right now is the offense has to start out fast for us to even have a chance, because I feel like that is the strongest part of our team right now, and I feel like that is a part of the team that can give teams the most fits until we get everybody back at full strength, and once everyone gets acclimated into this defense, and once we hit mid-season form, it's going to take a while for this defense to get going. So we need something to rely upon, and I think right now the offense, in my opinion, I feel more comfortable with my offense going out there and taking care of business. So they have to start out fast, and with starting out fast, you need to make sure that you get your playmakers the ball. We know who our playmakers are. It's CD, George Pickens, Ferguson, Turpin, and those are going to be your main weapons that need to get the ball. I want to attack just on both ends of the ball, right? Offense and defense. I need guys to find the scrub or find the weakest link on that team and go attack it. For us, the only way in which I believe that we're going to be able to put up a sufficient amount of points to beat this team is throwing the ball. And I believe that we're going to have to throw that ball wherever Kelly Ringo's on the field, wherever Dory Jackson's on the field. Throw the ball at them. We shall succeed. It's going to be Jahad Campbell's first time in the NFL. I want to see what that rookie linebacker is going to look like in coverage. I want to know, what can we do? What can we scheme up to get Jake Ferguson on matchups like that, or a guy like Avonte Turpin or CeeDee Lamb? We put him in the slot. I want to know how well can Jahad Campbell keep up with some of those guys and playing coverage. So that's another weak link that I'm trying to target as well. And then also another player that I'm looking to attack is safety Rodrigo Blankenship. That's somebody that often gets cooked when Dak Prescott is playing. We're attacking him, whether it's third down, whether it's goal line situations, we're normally attacking that player. So, again, I'm looking for those type of matchups. And then also, with us and for our offense to move up and down this field, we need our offensive line to play well. Understanding that the Philadelphia Eagles did sign Azeez Ojulari, who is a former NFC East foe, with him being with the Giants. And then Josh Uche, who was with a bunch of teams like the Patriots, the Chiefs last year. So, they have some edges as well. They have Jalix Hunt. They have a couple of edges out there, but they don't have Josh Sweat. They don't have Brandon Graham. They don't have, who was another edge they had? They don't have Hassan Reddick. They don't have any of those guys no more. Your offensive line is mainly your interior that I'm for. But it's very important that they win this game for us. Up front is where it starts. The trenches, offensively and defensively, man, we need to be able to protect up front and then also be gap sound on the defensive side. But I'll talk about defense in a little bit. But really, if your interior of your offensive line is able to keep Dak Prescott's face clean, we're going to be fine. If Dak has that feeling in that, if he feels confident in his offensive line, they can step up and make a throw or step up and use his legs, I think we're going to be just fine. And then also limit the controllable penalties. That is false start, illegal shifts, offsides. All those things we have to be able to control, and we have to play a clean brand of football. Understanding that the first half is going to be a little bit wonky just because it's the first game, it's the first week. You're going to see that a lot with our game, the next game on Friday when the Chiefs and Chargers play, and then on Sunday when you have the slate of games in which you do. So You're going to have to pay attention to that as well, but try to limit the controllable penalties if you can. If we are going to run the ball, let's run the ball efficiently, but let's run the ball on the edges. I'm more confident running the ball on the edges than running the ball down A and B gap. I understand that I'm confident with Cooper Beebe, Tyler Smith, and Tyler Booker, but understanding that you do have to run up against that front seven, but you mainly have to deal with Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis and then Zach Bond, and then you're going to have Jahad Campbell filling down those lanes. So let's make sure we get if we are going to run the ball, let's run the ball to the edges. Lastly, for offense, man, let's limit the turnovers. We have to win the turnover battle, but let's limit the turnovers. No overthrows. Tip passes, that's something that we necessarily can't control. The receiver can, but let's make sure that we're, holding on to the ball when we're rushing, when we're in the pocket, when we're throwing the ball, and when we're catching the ball. We're trying to make yak plays. CeeDee Lamb, Furry, let's make sure that we're all holding on to that ball tightly, please. Now, defensively, let's pressure Jalen Hurts. I want Jalen Hurts to be the hero of this game. If Jalen Hurts plays like how he does in the Super Bowl, he throws 30, 35, 40 times, and he has to win with his arm. I'd rather that be the case than Saquon Barkley, then play action off of that. Let's pressure Jalen Hurts early and often. This is a 4-down team. This is a team that, because of the Philly push, that they're going to have every single time, they're going to have every single chance to get first downs and extend drives. So let's not do that. Let's make sure that we win on early downs, so that's why almost third and longs, that we're able to make it semi-adjustable, in my opinion. Again, you don't want to, if you hate the Philadelphia push, don't put them in that situation. Don't put them in short yardage situations. You're going to be just fine. Also, like I said already, but the way in which and how I want the defense to shape up, but it's very important that we slow down Saquon Barkley. My overall team goal, man, if we can limit the rush yards to under 150 yards, really anything under 120, I think we're going to be fine. You cannot let this team run the ball on you and have their way with you running the ball, because if they do, that opens up everything, and it's going to cause more stress for your defense and your defensive coordinator. So let's make sure that we have an early emphasis to tackle, most importantly, because we don't want those yak plays either on the opposite end. And then we got to slow down that rushing attack, man. It's elementary, but man, don't let Devontae Smith and AJ Brown beat you deep. Understanding that we do have Kyer Elam, Deron Bland, Trayvon Diggs. We're gonna have Reddy Stewart out there playing. We'll have a couple of DBs, but man, it's very imperative that we do not let those guys get the deep plays, because if they get the deep plays, they're going to be able to rush that ball within the 10 and in once they get into that red area. So let's make sure that and this is a team that they can either hit you upside the head or they can methodically go down the field, but I'd rather that be the death of 1,000 slow cuts than them getting chunk plays and them blowing us out the water like that. Also, our pass rush integrity has to be on point, and especially when we're going up against Jalen Hurts. If you run past him, he steps up, he can go for 15, 20 yards, 30 yards and get a big play. We can't have that happen. And then also another thing, when Jalen Hurts does break contain, if he somehow does do that, we have to make sure that the closest linebacker or DB is able to break out of coverage and come down and go make a tackle. Whether it's Jack Sanborn, Kenneth Murray, Maris Leafau, Clark, I'm going to need those guys to quarterback spy correctly and make sure that we are keeping an eye on Jalen Hurts. And then also, let's win the turnover battle. You have to force multiple turnovers if you're the defense. You can't win the turnover battle by like 1 or by 2. I mean, 2 might be depending on how really the game breaks and what you do off those 2 turnovers. But you cannot, if you can't force a turnover on this team, it's going to be very tough for you to beat them straight up with them not making any mistakes. It's going to be very tough to do that with every team, but especially these playoff teams, these teams and these guys that have been playing in big playoff moments. If they don't make a mistake, it's going to be they're going to be damn near unbeatable. So we have to make sure that we're winning the turnover battle. And last but not least, man, let's stay healthy and level-headed, man. Let's be level-headed out there, understanding that, understand the magnitude of this game, that it is a division game, and then not only that, it is a conference game. So if you're battling to make the playoffs and you're trying to get a high seed this year, those two factors go into each other, man. First, how you make the playoffs is by winning your division. That's where it starts. Because if you can win your division, you're at least guaranteed a home playoff game. And then if you're trying to battle it out for the top 2 seeds, which we've been able to do from 2021 to 2023, those years it came down to some conference wins. If we get a couple NFC wins here and there, we shape up a little bit better. We possibly get a first round seed, or just a higher seeding in general. So, let's stay level-headed, understand the magnitude of this game, but understand free-flowing, man. Let's play loose. Understanding that we are playing a really good team, but let's stay level-headed, and also let's stay healthy, because we need everybody that we can on this team, especially with us being a top-heavy and a top-heavy team, top-heavy roster. We need our stars as much as we can possible. So that's about it for the video. Hope you guys have a nice day. Stay safe, stay blessed. Goodbye. Go Cowboys.